Hello everyone, welcome back to another Gundam preview video where I'm going to be talking about newly released kits that I'm going to be picking up very soon. Last time out, just a matter of a few days ago, I was talking about this Sazabi Mania version, and the video to that is just, it's the last video on my playlist if you want to go and take a look. I'll have links in the description of the video you're watching now. I must apologise for the sound quality in that last video, by the way, but I do believe I've got that sorted out this time around. Now you might be thinking, why am I still talking about this Sazabi and this video that I made last week? That is because I am looking at another Sazabi, and this time round I'm going to be picking up, or I'm looking to pick up very soon, this Sazabi EVO version, which is made by GoGo. Now, they have a bit of history. You guys may know GoGo, of course, as TT Hongli, or I think they were also called Gao Gao as well. I'm not too sure, but anyway, regardless of the history behind that brand, and I'm not an advocate for picking up TT Hongli kits or anything like that, but what I would say is that I basically pick up any kit that I like the look of, regardless of the actual brand, if you will. So, quite often I'll pick up a resin kit that's a recast. So, arguably, is that like buying Bandai versus, some other, Day Ban or TT Hongli or what have you? I try not to worry about all that sort of stuff. Basically, if I like a kit, I'll get it. So, that's my stance on that. So, feel free to air your opinions on that, but that's just letting you guys all know where my standpoint is. And as far as I'm concerned, you can't really get this anywhere else, so that's what I'm looking at this, but I will go into all those details in a little bit. So I just want to talk a little bit about the fact that all of a sudden you couldn't really get a decent Sazabi, and now we've got loads of options on hand. And by that I'm sort of brushing aside the resin kits, by the way, because I know that's not for everybody, especially if you're watching this channel anyway. Okay, so let's have a look down here. So with Bandai's offerings, for the longest time you had two options. You had the master grade and the high grade Universal Century option. Now over here on the right you see the master grade, and this was way back in 2000, and you see its proportions, and I really don't like this kit. I'd go as far as say as I actively have stopped myself from buying this, even though I love the actual Sazabi mobile suit design itself. But this one, I don't like it. Everything's too big. It's very 1980s style, I would say. The actual proportions, and the head is huge on this kit. So that was always out of the question for me. And the other thing is, this kit is really expensive still. So that's why I haven't got a Sazabi from the master grade line just of yet. Fast forward 8 years later, 2008, this is when we had the high grade Universal Century release of the Sazabi, and this one's a little bit cheaper. It's still expensive as far as high grade go. I think this is clocks in at about 2,500 yen. This one's around about sort of 6,000 yen, 7,000 yen maybe. But the high grade Universal Century, well, I haven't really picked this up yet still, because I don't know, I just haven't really seen it for a good price. And to be honest, if you look at the two, even though this one is a lot better, the proportions are still a little bit off for me. It's still a little bit too chunky, a little bit too squat, and yeah, it might be a little bit more true towards the anime sort of line art. So I guess they've got that right if you want to hold it in that respect. But for me, I don't really like this styling because I've seen it done so much better. And what I'm referring to, of course, is the actual resin kits. So if we go back to this, okay, so this is where this steps in. This is the Sazabi EVO, and it is based off a Studio Reckless kit, a resin kit, which was I believe it was an exhibition special, and that was back in 2010. I can't remember exactly which one, but I do remember it was 2010. And this is where you've got this. It's a kind of custom sculpted Sazabi, and the styling is from the Gundam Evolve series. I don't really remember an episode of Gundam Evolve with this in, but you know, it's the kind of more mechanical, sleek styling that you get with all Evo versions. And this is much more to my style. You know, everything's much sharper, everything's that much sleeker, and this is how I imagine a Sazabi to look. So, you know, this is why I was talking about, for me, the ultimate version must be that Formania conversion / full kit that I showed you last time around. But you know, this is pretty much as close as you're going to get to that in plastic form, because this is what you're looking at now is sorry, with this GoGo version of the kit, it's not an actual resin kit. It's a full-on remolded, snap fit together plastic, just as you would see in the Bandai version. Okay, what we got going on with this kit? It's as you can see here, the styling is very much different. I always like to think this Sazabi styling is having a very samurai kind of look to it, especially with the head. And speaking of the head, the one thing, you know, having said that, I do find with this kit, compared to if you look at the other resin kits, whether it's the Neo grade, the G System version, or the Formania version I showed you last week, this head does look a little bit basic, but that said, it does still retain that whole sort of samurai look that I particularly like. So again, you can really see it here. You know, I do love that styling. Okay, other things to pick out from this version. I mean, this is obviously a much cheaper kit than the Formania I showed you last time round, but yeah, you're missing a lot of detail on the shoulders. You know, this was all filled out in the other version I showed you last. Okay, so this is the box you're going to get. It's pretty big for what is essentially a high-grade kit, because don't forget, if I haven't mentioned already, this is a 1:144 size kit, which is a shame really, because this obviously goes along with the Hi Nu that GoGo made before, and you'll see here this is designated G002. Well, G001 was the Hi Nu, which you can see a review of. I did a very lengthy review on this RX-93 Hi Nu GoGo version. So you know, I'm probably talking about this for the best part of an hour. So if you want to sit through that and see what that's like, then feel free, and I'll have links to that again in the description. Now, this was a 1:100 kit though, but back to my point with this, it's bear with a second. Yeah, back to my point with this, it's a shame that this is a 1:144 size kit, so it doesn't quite match up. You know, you can't pose them next to each other properly and all that. But you know, these the way they do these is obviously based off whatever resin kit is available. So hence the Studio Reckless 1:144. This is the manual that you'll expect to get. So I know you can't see too much detail in this YouTube video, but I can assure you that it is very similar to a high grade kit, and it's got all the poly caps and snap fit and all that sort of stuff. So it's very easy to put it together if you've got experience with Bandai kits. What you get in the box, well, again, very standard. You get the manual, you get a few trays, and just like the high grade counterparts from Bandai, you do get them molded in colour, so you know, it's nice to see and very easy to build. What else is nice to see is this decal sheet or decal sheet. From what I can see, and also from what I remember of the Hi Nu GoGo kit, the one that precedes this in the line, is that these are water slides, and they are pretty good actually. Usually with TT Hongley or any other third-party brand, you know, these stickers or even some of their water slides are crap, but you know, these ones do actually work fairly well, so I can probably vouch for these turning out okay. Okay, that said, you have been looking at the kind of resin kit so far. That's what I've been showing you. You know, it's made, it's painted, it looks good. When you snap fit this together, and you know, this isn't really a downer on any of these third-party kits. You get the same thing with Bandai, and you know, you put it together, and in its unfinished, just freshly snapped together state, then it does look a little bit toy-like, a little bit plasticky, and this is the same. I mean, don't let that put you off though. I would, you know, I've built a lot of kits like this before, and they always turn out like this. And if you can look beyond the actual, you know, sort of toy-like state that it is in now, then once you get the paint on there, once you do a little, well, you're not even paint, if you just do a flat coat, for instance, then it does end up looking a lot better. And with this one, what you're really looking for is the actual proportions. You know, you can see that it's definitely got that Evo styling to it all. And in my opinion, this is how a Sazabi should look. And with this GoGo kit, you're getting it for a very decent, respectable plastic high-grade price. All the styling of a resin kit, and really none of the hassle that goes towards you know, building a resin kit if you haven't done one before. The only thing I can see with this kit being an absolute nightmare is all of these sleeve kind of you know, trim where you have to paint all these gold. Once again, just to give you a sense of the size and proportion of this kit, it's very much, the way I like to put this is it's a halfway house between the new Sinanju style and the old Sazabi style. So this would be somewhere sat in the middle, you know, not as bulky as the old Sazabi, but definitely more filled out and what's the word, kind of you know, kind of predecessor looking towards the Sazabi, which is of course very curved and sleeked as it should be, being a newer suit. That said though, I can't really choose between the two. You know, when it's this kind of style of Sazabi and the Sinanju, then both are kind of some of my favourite suits, so I couldn't really say for sure which one I like better. Okay, so that's my wrap up and preview of the new GoGo Sazabi EVO. That's the box art, by the way, that's what you'll see. It's designated G002 in 1:144 high grade scale. It's going to be a little bit bigger than a standard high grade, of course, by the way, because the Sazabi is that much of a bigger suit than normal. This follows on basically from the G001 Hi Nu in the series, and you know, once again, I'll just remind you, if you want to take a very detailed look at that, I've got some videos that I'll link, and you can make your own opinions on how the company GoGo, which is essentially TT Hongley, albeit a high division, whether it's worth it or not, because the plastic quality, it's not as good, I won't lie. It's really not up to the standards of Bandai, but then again, you wouldn't expect it to be for the kind of price that you'd be paying. So if anyone has this kit, let me know. I haven't got it yet, but I'll be picking up shortly, I would imagine. And love to hear your comments as usual, so hit like if you like this video, subscribe if you haven't, and as always, thanks for watching, and leave me a comment. Thank you very much.